So as you look at those within your sphere of interaction who are the people that you have impacted, can you name a person with whom you've made a difference? The reason why I want you to celebrate yourself a little bit, we talked about our own self-doubt. We talked about earlier, how do you feel about yourself? And what I'm letting you know is that you probably have not realized that you've had a very positive influence on people. And you don't even know it, you don't even realize it. Sometimes it's years later that someone will say, you know, you encouraged me that day. You gave me rapt attention. If ever there's a gift to give someone, it's attention. We're all so busy looking and texting and thinking about the next thing that's going to happen. Staying within the focus of the moment, staying disciplined and focused enough to give rapt attention is such a gift. Just to listen. Just to listen. So having said that, if you seriously consider the actions below and make it personal by adding some names, you may be amazed at where your influence has been. Influence that brings results. That's what leadership is about. Whether you're in an organization that is leading to do something active in the community, whether you're bringing sisters together to have the strength of empowerment, whether you're putting together a fashion show, whether student government is engaged in bringing the leadership into the entire community. Think about some of the people and go through this list. In whom do I compliment character and network for people, inspire change? In whom do I encourage a heart or motivate positive action, affirm a soul, bring a different perspective? Because the three groups that came together for this event today were from different groups with different goals and different ideas. Impact a life, thinking of an individual, recognizing someone's potential, or mentoring the willing. Not everyone's willing to hear your message. That's the other thing about what you do. You don't have control of. You're all excited, you have a message, you believe in it, you're ready to deliver, and no one's interested in hearing your message. Or the person you're talking to throws up the walls, and yet you're staying true to yourself and giving that message. It's important that you continue to hold steadfast to the message you have. Although someone may not be ready to hear the message, or be open to that message, you don't give up. Uplift a person who's despairing, reassure hope, encourage faith, honor a person with your words, notice and encourage passion, and give opportunity. And the opportunity you gave, again, may have been a volunteer effort when you gave the opportunity to a child to learn a different skill, or you worked with a veteran in this family, or you were engaged with something, again, with someone at school here who really needed encouragement. It's important to note that you have influence every single day. You lead every single day. Doesn't mean you don't have to have a title of president and CEO. But that leadership piece, along with it, there's accountability and responsibility with that, of staying true to the values and principles that you have, again, even when things are difficult. So think about your inspiration factors. Know, again, about the power of influence, and stay engaged as you have today. And maybe we've talked about the fact that perhaps some are disappointed because the numbers weren't where you wanted to be in this group. I'm going to tell you a story. I started a program many years ago, and it was through a court system. Early in my career, I had worked with recovering alcoholics and addicts. And one of the things that I was able to do through a grant, and back then, now this will take you back to LEAA grants, President Lyndon Johnson. What year was that?
60.
Way back. And if you think about what happened there, was that there was a lot of organizing. I knew there was an important message to help for alcoholics, addicts, and their family members. And so we put together this wonderful program, which I knew we had literature, plugged in the coffee pot, got all the beverages, and there were only 2 people that showed up. And only 1 was sober of the 2 that showed up. And I remember I had a choice whether I continue to stand in front of 2 people or say, well, I guess maybe we should not move forward because I expected so many more. And I am so grateful that I had a mentor, a wonderful judge, John Thomas, who said, a little bit of like, get used to disappointment, that you still have a message, and maybe you'll deliver it more personally, and you stay engaged with your message. And as other people talk to other people about what you had to say, you may very well bring others, but if not, it's still very powerful to talk to the people who are willing and interested enough to show up today. That's you, and I thank you for that, what you did. Now, what I'd like to do right now is, and you can keep those because it's important, in a quiet time, think about that. In a quiet time, celebrate yourself when you're talking about your self-doubt that I heard today. What does quiet time mean? Sometimes it's only 5 minutes when you're trying to regroup, and leadership is really important to do that. You hear about presidents chopping wood, going to Camp David and chopping wood. Sometimes I just close the door of my office, and I have a picture on the wall of when I worked in Europe, in France, and my little boy is with me, and there's a castle in the distance, and we're sitting on grass. And I go into my office and close the door, and I go back in time a little bit, and I calm myself, and I look at that picture, and I'm, Princess Buttercup for a moment, and I'm starting to relax. I can tell I'm relaxing, and I'm renewing myself and counting my blessings and going back into some things that are difficult to do. And so I encourage in your leadership that as you reflect on this information, affirming information, that it becomes whatever fits for you in your life and practice to do that. I encourage you to do that because it took years for me to realize that. And I was fortunate in my mid-20s to meet some extraordinary recovering people who taught me about hope, who taught me slogans like first things first, and easy does it, let go and let God, as you told me about letting go, or whatever you believe is a higher power. People in recovery taught me more, as I was strutting myself and trying to do everything in my career. And I've carried that message through my life, and again, continue to carry it into my leadership role. Simple things that work for me. Self-talk that never stops. The power of knowing that you can influence your attitude yourself by talking to yourself, to overcome some of the obstacles that we bring upon ourselves, and burdens that we bring upon ourselves, is an extraordinary experience to know that you have that power. And you really do.